offensive game like that, first and foremost, just how much fun was that to get into the flow that early in a game and to have it go throughout 4 quarters?
It was good, for us to start a little faster. Defense, in the first half wasn't what we wanted it to be, but second half I thought we did a great job of answering the call, coming back out more focused on defensive end and continue to find our offense like that.
Do you remember the last time you had a triple-double, and what does it mean for you to record one here?
Last one was against Denver. I said that off camera. I had the basketball in my house, so met well. Nope. People deserve the truth now. And
what does it mean?
It means a lot, because I pride myself on trying to give my teammates good looks and help our team. And, for me to be able to do that, not only with these guys who've trusted me so much and empowered me, but to be able to do it here back home with my family in attendance means a lot. So the last one, if I'm right, was in Denver, so I didn't have anyone with me for that moment, but it was cool to have this one, and I believe this one was with a win, so it was pretty cool.
And you also did it with another teammate. First time in franchise history, 2 triple-doubles in the same game. Watching Josh Hart, what do you think about it?
He got 9, I got 1. So he's doing a much better job at me at getting triple-doubles.
But the way he does it.
The way he does it is special. I mean, it's all energy, it's effort, and it's for the betterment of the team. I'm just happy that Josh gets stats on the sheet that show the impact he's making on the game, because I feel there's much more stats that don't show up on the stat sheet that he does for our team. So I'm happy he's having this moment where the effort, the sacrifice, and the work he puts in for our team to be the best version of ourselves is showing up on the stat sheet, so he could, get his respect and his accolades, and also he could deserve all the cheers going on for him, because he deserves it.
Just going to say halftime, what was the adjustment? Was it an attitude adjustment, or was it simply just strategy?
I thought we did a better job being more aggressive on the basketball, especially on the defensive end. So just doing a great job of just really pressuring the basketball, making them have to making their offense have to be a little more of got to make a decision. And I thought we did a better job of rotating and, like I said, being physical.
Is there a speech anyone gives at halftime? You guys are coming out in third quarters recently and playing lights out. Is it something anyone says, or is it just you guys know?
That's a good point. I just think it's this team, we come in at halftime, be able to recollect our thoughts and adjust. And this team just comes out with a winning attitude, especially in the third, every game. But the third, it seems to be something just clicks. I feel like we get a good idea of the surveying the land and how we want to attack and how we want to defend at an even better pace. And we do a great job of executing in the third.
I think you had 5 assists in the first 5 minutes of the game, a lot of them at the top of the key. What were you seeing outside the three-point line to be able to find guys cutting from that?
Just like you said, my teammates were cutting, and I want to reward them for making those cuts.
Yeah.
So the way to instill confidence in the team to cut is you got to hit them when they're open, and wanted to be able to be aggressive today in my playmaking. And early in the game, it just seemed that cuts were open, and my teammates were trusting me with the ball in the middle of the floor, and I just wanted to repay them for that trust.
What does it mean to you to be part of the first duo in Knicks history to have triple-doubles in the same game?
It means a lot that we got it in a win. At the end of the day, New York appreciates the wins more than the triple-double, so it's perfect for the city that they got to get a W in this day.
The game ball, right? What was that exchange like?
Yeah, Josh, he's a good dude, man. That's like my vet on the team. He showed me nothing but love since I got here, and I appreciate him doing that.
Did you see the reaction of the team on the bench when you scored that?
Nah, I missed it. Yeah, they was telling me I better get it done tonight, so yeah, I got it done.
What's this whole year been like for you?
It's been rough, but I've been keeping my head on straight. Everybody's been supporting me here, and I'm just glad that I'm back playing now.
Does it feel like it's kind of a little extra great knowing kind of all that you've been through this year with the injuries and stuff, and now that you're kind of back?
Yeah, for sure. Adversity makes you who you are. Everybody goes through it in different ways of life. I'm just blessed to be able to play this game and be able to play in the NBA now, for sure.
What would you say the most difficult part of that whole process was, going from rehab, working your way back to the pro? What was the most challenging part of it?
Just not being able to be on the court. Growing up, that's all I've known is playing basketball. So when it gets taken away from you for a period of time, just rehabbing, grinding every day, just controlling what I can control and staying positive along the way.
What was the hardest, I guess, thing to come back from? Like, was it athleticism? Was it the shot? Like, what was the hardest thing to come back from?
Just being away from the game for a whole year, knocks you out of a rhythm for sure. But once you pick that ball back up and you're healthy enough to get back out there, it's just like riding a bike. So I'm just having fun doing it now.
Can you describe that moment? Like you said, you dreamed about it since you were a little kid. Like, what does that feel like in the moment, scoring your first points?
Yeah, when I checked in, I was like kind of like in a fog a little bit. I was like, hey, I'm really about to do it and get in there. That's what I worked for my whole life. I just prepared my whole life to do it. So when I got out there and did it, it just felt good. A relief on my shoulders for sure, knowing that I'm back healthy and competing. And, now I just got to keep building on it.
Can you talk about the difference in defense first half and second half you guys had?
Yeah, I thought, we started the game pretty well, and then we started trading buckets at the midway through the first, and then I thought the aggression and communication was a lot better in the second half. And we had a number of guys step up and play well on both ends. And so I think, obviously the way, Josh was going to another triple-double, breaking the record, great accomplishment. And then to have Kat do it as well, that's pretty special. But OG was terrific throughout. I thought Mikhail gave us really good minutes. And then our point guard play between Cam and Tyler was also very good. So, and I thought Precious's energy in the second half was huge for us. Yeah, just a little more aggression. They were getting downhill on us. So.
When you have two players get triple doubles in the same game, you mentioned special. Why is that special?
Well, I think it's not an easy thing to do. So and it's an all-around game, and the game, really dictates what you should do. And so because of the personnel that they had, they were doing a lot of switching 1 through 5, and if you stand and hold, like that could be problematic. And I thought we moved very well without the ball. So to have 40 assists, and then I thought some of the turnovers that we were able to force got us in the open floor. I think 27 fast break points, right? So that, those things are big. And then, but we know we got to play, better on both sides of the ball.
You obviously know the history of this franchise well. Clyde has had that triple-double record for 55 years. What's it say about Josh that he's the one?
Well, I think anytime you can get a record, it's pretty special because of the greatness of this league. And then to do what he's doing, it's a testament to, what he's put into it, and also his teammates and feeding off each other. And so he's, I don't know, it's hard to describe what he is to the team because, he's at times a facilitator, he's a rebounder, he's a pace guy, he's a hustle guy. And then at the end, you just look and he's done a number of things that help you win. Whether, some of the plays like tonight, I thought the effort plays, I think that unites and inspires the team. When you get those type of plays, and then it becomes contagious, then you get everyone flying around.
Tom, are you a big halftime speech guy? Do you say anything in particular?
No, I think, you try to show, the film, and then you point out a few things and make, a couple adjustments, but they pretty much understand what we have to do. And, and oftentimes, sometimes it's not, like I always say, before you make an adjustment, there's two questions you have to ask yourself. One is it being done with the proper amount of intensity? And then two, is the scheme being executed correctly? Because sometimes if you think just changing to change, no matter what you change to, then you'd be changing on every basket. So and sometimes the answer is yes, you are doing it hard and you are executing it well, and they're hurting you. So that's when you change. But you don't change just for change sake. There has to be a reason behind it, and they have to understand why.
Was the answer to both of those no coming into it?
Well, like I said, and again, I think when you look at their team, and Dallas plays really, really hard, and then Marshall's been playing at a really, really high level for them. So If you go back over his last 10 games, you see how productive he's been. So we knew that that would be a problem. And then Dinwiddie's always been a big downhill guy. Williams has played at a high level for them, you know, and Clay, just having Clay on the floor spaces the floor. You know, 'cause you're not giving him an open shot. And so, and their bigs, you know, Powell gets out of his screens real quick, and as does Kai Jones. He's played really well for them. So we knew that there would be some problems there, but we didn't like the way, you know, the dribble penetration, them getting downhill was hurting us.
Did you notice the team's reaction when McCullar got his first basket?
Yeah, and we have a great group of guys, and Kevin's worked extremely hard, and he's been through a lot, and so and he's gone step by step. His rehab was long, arduous, and he worked his way through that, and then he, you know, started playing in the G League, and he's put together some really good games in the G League, and so this is his first opportunity. But I think there's an appreciation for the way he's worked, and he's a great kid, and so we're happy for him, and everyone is, you know, the team is always first to everybody, so, you know, we're proud of him.
Kolek had 9 assists tonight. What have you seen in his development through the season?
Yeah, same. You know, like just steady improvement. He's learning, getting better every game. He made a lot of good plays. There was, you know, the start of the fourth, you know, we got into a good rhythm because there was movement, and then his ability to read, and everyone can play off that. And when everyone starts helping each other, the game is a lot easier. And so I think that's important. But, you know, you look at, I think he had 9, Cam had 5, you know, Josh with, you know, 11, Cat with 11. You know, when the ball moves like that, it's hard to defend that.